3 days ago, we embarked on a journey not knowing where it might lead. We had to depend on intuition, some experience, and of course, intellect, knowledge, know-how, considering the fact that we've walked this sort of roads before. 3 days later, we are here on day 4. Again, as Yvonne has compelled me to do since day 1 of this national finals, I'd like to start by saying, ladies and gentlemen, and add children of all ages.
It is game on.
It is time. The sun has risen on this 4th day of intense intellectual discourse, and we find ourselves poised at the precipice of discovery and conviction. So welcome to day 4, to battles, or more like debates. Goodness gracious. Debate 7 and 8 of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ debate. It's the National Tournament of Champions. And today, we continue our journey towards picking Nigeria Info's debate champion of champions. If this is the first time you've tuned in, you can catch up on the last 3 days of debates on Nigeria Info's Facebook and YouTube. Just type I Beg to Differ and the previous episodes will appear. That also serves as a reminder that we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. And we bid you welcome. I'm Femi Obong-Daniels, and you guessed just as well. My co-host and anchor, Yvonne Okhaifo.
Thank you very much, Femi. Thank you very much. Welcome back, Nigeria. Welcome back to day 4 of I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions. We'll start by appreciating our partners, Chrisland Schools, for accommodating the champions from out of state. Chrisland has been in the education business for nearly 5 decades with a nursery and with 6 nursery and primary schools, 6 secondary schools, a 6th form college, and a university. In fact, one of their students, Onwusika Somkenechukwu Ikechukwu, made 9 straight A's. 9 straight A's, correct. You heard that correctly. 9 straight A's in the just concluded SSCE, and many other Chrisland students like him made 8 straight A's as well. Chrisland's commitment to excellence clearly rubs off on their students. Olaya Foods and Catering are partnering with us to keep the debaters refreshed. Olaya Foods and Catering make all kinds of delicacies. They have outlets at Lekki, Victoria Island, Surulere, including Ikeja, so feel free to order from them. Call to Fly has partnered with us to transport the Abuja champions. Call to Fly caters to all your air transportation needs. Everything from flight ticketing, hotel reservation to freight and logistics. Also, we extend our thanks to Biloxi for giving the contestants their tasty range of cookies. And of course, Obi Weezy, our long-standing partner on I Beg to Differ, has joined us. If you'd like to purchase gadgets of any kind, Obi Weezy is your guy. You can check out their website, obiweezy.com, or visit them on Instagram at obiweezy backup page. Remember, if you'd like to be a part of what is happening on I Beg to Differ, then you send us an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm.
Brilliant. The winner of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ National Tournament of Champions will go home with a prize money of 2 million naira, while it's 1 million for the second place finisher. The third place finisher will walk away with 500,000 naira. At this point, it is time to meet our judges, and you can follow the live stream on Nigeria Info.
Correct.
Nigeria Info. On Facebook, I would guess that will be Nigeria Info 99.3. Whichever of us Nigeria Info handles you are following through, I'm sure the live feed will be embedded in all of our social media pages, all our Facebook, and not just the ones for Lagos. So expectedly, you can follow this. You have had the pleasure of seeing our debate judges so far. Today, I would ask our judges to please turn on their mic to say a hello when I introduce them, so that if you are following via social media, you can not only see them but also hear them. And then our radio audiences themselves can hear them say hello. Let me start by saying a warm welcome to our Chief Judge, Dr. Chike Ngbadiche, Head of the Department of Communication, Media and Cultural Studies at the Pan-Atlantic University, Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome, Dr. Ngbadiche. How are you doing, my brother?
Thank you. I'm fine. And you? Welcome. Thank you, Nigerian. Thank you to everybody listening.
Not bad at all. Thank you very much. Judge Ama Basiakove is the program officer at the Budget Foundation. Hello, Judge Ama. How are you today?
Hello, Femi. Thank you very much. I'm fine. Hope you are well too. Good luck to today's contestants.
Yeah, all the best, everybody. Also, joining the debate is our very own Judge Ufoma Egbamuno. He's the news manager of all our radio stations, School FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Kids FM. Say welcome to Ufoma Egbamuno. Ufoma, how are you today? Ufoma has muted himself. Ufoma, have you unmuted? Okay, we'll come back to Ufoma. Let's bring Judge Elizabeth Michael. Elizabeth Michael is a broadcast professional and learning experience designer. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you doing today?
Hi, Femi. I'm doing very well. So, hi to the contestants and the fellow judges. I'm hoping to have an amazing time on the show today, like we've been having for the past week. So, it's good to be here.
Such a fine pleasure. Ufoma, can we hear you now? Okay, Ufoma will rejoin at some point. Ufoma.
All right, I'm here finally.
Yes. Thank you, Judge Ufoma. Welcome.
Hello, hi.
Thank you, all our judges. You've met them, and now it is time for Yvonne to address our debaters.
Hello, debaters. Welcome. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to have you here. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you break a leg. Not yours, though, but break a leg, okay?
All right. So at this point, first, let's introduce our debaters. And after that, we'll get to the instruction from Judge. I'm going to say Judge. In introducing all the judges, I had left Judge Yvonne Okhaifo, who is our addiction judge. Say hello.
Hello again.
All right, meet our contestants. Contestant 1 for debate number 7 and debate number 1 for today. Debate number 7 in the first round of these debates. She's 15 years of age. She's an SS2 student of Jesus Offsprings Model International School. That's an institution, the same institution I would presume that produced one of the contestants.
That's
yesterday.
correct. Yes.
That's Delight.
That would be Delight.
Oh, Victor Favor.
Yes, the one that missed it out yesterday.
I think Delight. Yes. All right. So same institution. Her name is Handsome Emerald. Handsome Emerald. Hello, Emerald. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
It's good to have you in this debate.
Thank you, sir.
Handsome Emerald, how did you finish from the Port Harcourt regional finals?
I would say it ended well. I took second. So
Beautiful.
Okay.
Well done. Well done. So she's no pushover. Her opponent. Oh, by the way, Emerald's chaperone is her teacher, Mr. Lazarus Samuel. Thank you, Mr. Samuel, for all the hard work. Her opponent is also 15, SS3 student of Ikorodu Senior High School. Like his opponent, he's had a 50% win rate in the national regional finals. But he's here, strong contender, Ogunneye Ayomide. Hello, Ayomide. How are you today? Say that again. Say you're fine again.
I'm fine, sir.
It's such a good thing to see you once again.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So you have your contestants, two 15-year-olds, Emerald Handsome and Ayomide Ogunneye. Yvonne.
That's correct. Now, you know the rules. You were told to prepare for both sides of the topic. You know that already. Pay attention to your rebuttal rounds because you must first refute your opponent's points before you go on to add extra points if you have more points to add to your debate. But first, refute your opponent's points. Also, pay attention to your closing because judges will base your style. They will judge your style based on how you open your debate and close, okay? How you start and how you finish. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then. Well, we are now going to decide what side of the debate you will argue today. What side of the topic you will argue today.
And as that process goes on, a quick reminder to these debaters that in the event that they do tie during the course of the debate, they'll engage in a tiebreaker round. And for that tiebreaker round, they will switch sides. They will switch sides, meaning each of them will have 5 minutes to argue the position previously argued by their opponent. And the judges will then vote to determine who won. The judges will do more than that. They will also vote to retain one of the losers from both debates today. It's a second chance which will see the chosen loser advance to the next stage of the competition as a wild card. Meanwhile, our esteemed audience, we have polls up on YouTube and X. You can go there to guess who will win and whom the judges will likely save as a wild card. Our immediate prerogative right now would be to determine who the judges will declare winner of this debate. Do note that on Tuesday of next week, the best winner from today's two debates will face the wild card from yesterday's debates. That will be at 3 p.m. The wild card from today's debates will face the best winner that we saw yesterday, and that will be at 4 p.m. next Tuesday. And at 5 p.m. next Tuesday, the second of the two winners of today and the second of the two winners of yesterday will face each other. All of that on Tuesday.
The topic for this hour is: should career choices be driven by personal interests or job market demands? Should career choices be driven by personal interests or job market demands? We will now find out what side of the debate of the topic both debaters will argue today. Let me start with the lady to my right. What side will you argue?
I'm opposing, ma'am.
You are opposing the motion. So you are saying that career choices should be driven by job market demands. And Ogunneye Ayomide will say that career choices should be driven by personal interests. Okay, we're all on the same page now. Fantastic. That means we will start with the motion supporter, Ogunneye Ayomide. It is time to open your argument. You have 3 minutes.
Samuel Sika once said, and I quote, engage in a career that inspires you. When passion fuels your career, isn't a job anymore, but a calling, driving extraordinary results and fulfillment. End of quote. On that note, good day, the moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debater, I'm ever listening on this. My name is Ayomide Ogunneye, and I'm just support the motion, which is, should career choices be driven by personal interest or job market demand to bring with market volatility? Yes, career based on market demand is usually changed rapidly, thereby leading to instability in career chosen solely based on current trends. But however, a career chosen based on personal interest is usually stable and can actually lead to long-term satisfaction, thereby enhancing intrinsic motivation. In addition to my point talking about personal identity, career chosen solely based on market demand may may not reflect your personal identity, thereby creating a social disconnect between who you are and what you are doing for a living, basically. According to a journal of applied psychology, 40% of employees who have strong alignment and passion for their career have a more coherent professional and personal identity in their career. In my next point, talking about personal fulfillment, choosing a career based on personal. But based on market demand may erode your sense of personal fulfillment. While the job may actually pay well or maybe high in demand, it can lead to an hollow sense of achievement because of the fact that you do not have strong alignment and passion for this career. A research conducted by the Gallup shows that employees who actually have strong alignment and passion for their career have a 20% increase in overall life fulfillment and purpose. Going on to my next point is talking about risk of burnout. Now, pursuing a career solely based on personal interest without genuine interest can actually lead to burnout, as work may be unfulfilling and exhausting, thereby decreasing job satisfaction. According to a research study according to a journal of occupational health psychology, now 20% of employees who actually work in a career that are driven by personal interest experience 20% low risk of burnout, thereby mitigating stress and improving overall mental health of an individual. In addition to my point, talking about passion. Now, when you have strong passion when you do not have a passion for a particular job or career driven by market demand, usually lack passion because of the fact that when you lack passion for a particular job, you may actually find it difficult to stay motivated and engaged, thereby affecting job performance and satisfaction. In fact, a research conducted by Gallup stated that employees reported that greater job satisfaction is when they believe that their job is meaningful and can contribute positively to the company and even to society as a whole. Going on to my next, we're talking about skill development. Now, working in a career that you love or working in a skill you love fosters skill development and expertise, as you're naturally inclined in owning your craft and your energy in your career. Going on to my next point, talking about career growth. Now, passion for your career encourages ongoing and professional development, thereby creating opportunities for career advancement and personal growth in your chosen field. Besides that, is resilience in adversity. Now, career chosen by market demand will actually like that resilience to actually go through setbacks and challenges. But when you choose a career based on personal interest, you have that capacity and the ability to grow through challenges and setbacks in your career. In my next point, talking about unique contribution. According to a research by Stanford University, employees who have strong alignment and passion for their job contribute 20% unique and impactful contribution in their society. My next point is talking about skill development. My next point is talking about personal. Thank you.
Right on time. Right on time. Well, we will give his opponent, Emerald, handsome Emerald, 3 minutes to open her argument. Emerald, your time starts now.
In the words of J.J. Carson, in the words of Jackie Jonah Carson, it is better to look ahead in preparations than to look back in regrets. Matters of career and career choices should be of utmost importance, as it does not only concern an individual but organization and the nation at large. Before I proceed, permit me to give honor to whom it's due, to the judges, organizers, moderator, worthy opponents, and my lovely audience. Lagos City, from Emerald Handsome of Jesus, Offspring, Modern International School, Port Harcourt City, I bring you greetings. Good evening all. Please be sure to direct your mental spotlights as I speak to promote my side of arguments and give answers to the question at hand. Should career choices be driven by personal interest or job market demand? Below are my reasons why career choices should be driven by job market demand. 1. Employment assurance. Skill mismatch is one major cause of unemployment in our society today. Hence, making career choices based on job market demand makes career in high demand to be less likely affected by economic drawdowns. You, as companies, need to retain skilled employees in the central roles, which reduces costs and allows for long-term financial planning. Secondly, a state of geographical flexibility. Making career choices based on job market demand makes it easier for people to make choices in high demand, as high demand career often offer flexible working conditions. As high demand career often offer flexible working conditions. In order to leading to my third point, work-life balance. In order to attract talents, industries with high demand often offer flexible working conditions. In order to attract talent, industries with high demand often offer flexible working conditions, as this better work-life balance. Hence, due to changing a career based on job market demand
Pace yourself. Okay.
How about skill relevance? This is another important point to consider when making career choices based on job market demand, as this helps to ensure that your skills are relevant and up to date. This in turn would promote growth to the development and then to the country. Furthermore, economic benefits. Consider the economic benefit that comes when making career choices based on job market demand, as this helps high employment rates, increase in salary potentials, career growth opportunities, working incentives, and economic resilience. Finally, I leave you with the words of Mark Twain. Good decisions come from experiences, and experience come from making bad decisions. My dear opponent stated they would attempt to the fact that career choices based on job market demand makes people out there to practice careers they do not study as a result of picking a career based on personal interest, because this happens when the available they desired is no longer available, making them to. Thank you.
All right. So the opening rounds are done and dusted. And I would just say this to both contestants, as much as Emerald, don't worry, resist the pressure, okay? Don't, if you lose your train of thought, just get it back. If you need to pause for a couple seconds, just take it easy.
Okay, you don't also have to speak. You don't also have to match your opponent's pace. All right, you're Emerald, he is Ayomide. Match your own pace. Do you understand? Keep him out of your head. Keep each other out of your head and focus on your argument. Is that clear?
Yes,
all right, now let's go straight into the rebuttal rounds. And for this round, we will revert to you, Emerald. You have 3 minutes.
Standing on the existing protocol, I still remain Emerald Handsome, still vehemently of the opinion that career choices should be driven by job market demand and not personal interest. Having listened to my opponent's side of the arguments and points, I heard him clearly when he mentioned passional identity, passional fulfillment, risks of burnout, passion, skill development, career growth, rigging constitution, and so on. Well, may I point out passional identity, passional fulfillment. Career serves several important reasons for individuals come first, as some persons would advocate for putting one's interests ahead of others. Well, my dear opponent, there is a word for that, and that word is called selfishness or having selfish interests. And we all know that selfishness is an enemy of patriotism and national progress. Secondly, and most importantly, you mentioned risks of burnout, passion, skill development. Now, pay close attention, as this could be very ironical. Picking a career based on job market demand is a win-win situation. How so? One way is that you are helping the countries by filling their gap of needed labor in the market. And guess who is done the biggest favor? The person who is no longer jobless can provide for him or herself and family. How so? By picking a career based on job market demand, you have not only satisfied the country's need, but yours also, which doubles as satisfying personal interest. So you see, the level of win that comes when making career choices based on job market demand is really immeasurable. More so, you mentioned career growth and rigging of constitution. Well, consider this. What happens when these jobs are no longer in demand? There will be serious competition one day. And how can one survive a competitive environment where there is no love, when there is no dedication and passion that comes with love for one's career? I fail to see. Thank you.
Well done. Ayomide will now be extended the same courtesy. You have 3 minutes to refute your opponent's points.
Still standing on the existing protocol, my name is Ayomide Ogunneye, and I'm here to still support the motion, which is should career choices be driven by personal interest or job market demand. To begin with, my opponent mentioned employment assurance that career based on job market demand ensures that people remain employed. But I totally disagree with you, because a research by Pew Research said that employees who actually gain job based on market demand, like technology or healthcare, usually suffer job security because of the fact that skill you have now, while they are actually employed because you have that skill, if that skill should go outdated or if it's not relevant anymore, you actually lose your job. According to research by United States of America occupational job, according to research made by the Department of Occupation in the United States of America, employees who are actually employed in the software development sector and the tech sector were actually laid off during the time of COVID-19 because of the fact that they could not withstand them anymore. In your next point, you talk about skill relevance. I totally disagree with you, because in a research by Pew Research Center, as of 2009, the high demand fields or career based on job market demand at that time was actually Uber drivers. Everybody wants to join Uber drivers in the United States of America. But by 2019, the United States of America has already created the self-driving car, which means that those people who actually ventured into Uber driving sectors at that moment will actually lose their job because of the availability of self-driving car. In let me not to your next point, you mentioned economic resilience. Are you trying to say that job based on market demand can actually go through or face challenges during economic downturns? I totally disagree with you. During the COVID-19 sector, over 10 90% of the people working in the healthcare sector resigned because of the fact that they could not cope again. Not because they do not have, not because that job could not actually pay well, but because they do not have that passion and that strength to go through. In addition to your point, you mentioned that there is work-life balance. I totally disagree with you that job or career based on market demand can actually provide work-life balance, because of the fact that there will be pressure on you, because of the fact that you have to meet a specific or a particular task or a particular schedule. Because when you get a job like software developer or you are a data analyzer, there will be a lot of pressure on you, because you have to be the best for you to, you have to beat the best for you to be the best. And with this, you might see that you are never have time for your family or even for your friends, just because you want to focus on that same career. And also you mentioned that most times people who actually get job market demand do not actually have passion for their job and so many other things. Do you know that Mark Zuckerberg, one of the most celebrated man in the world, do not actually created Facebook because of the fact that he wanted money? He said he created Facebook because he felt that there was a problem in society. And what was that problem? It is the inability of people to actually meet up with to actually get connected to their loved ones get connected to their loved ones because of communication barriers or distance. And yet Facebook now rank over the market capitalization of Facebook is now over $700 billion. And also Mark Zuckerberg himself worth about $70 billion according to Forbes League. So don't let profit be one of those things that will drive you in your career. Thank you.
All right. So both the presentation and rebuttal rounds are done. We are left with the closing rounds, which will come later. It's a good place to take a quick break, allow these young stars a bit of a breather, and when we return from this break, it will be time to hear their closing arguments.
Day 4 of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions will pit fan favorites against one another. At 4 o'clock, Handsome Emerald and Ogunneye Ayomide will face off on the topic: should career choices be driven by personal interests or job market demands? At 5 o'clock, Bedford Friday Fortune and Oluwalade Demilade will go head-to-head on the topic: is the creation of a livestock ministry by the Nigerian government a necessary step for agricultural development and food security? So far, judges have picked 3 wild cards and have 1 more slot to give. Who will get it? Well, I am Yvonne Okhaifo. Join Femi, Obong-Daniels and me to find out on Thursday. Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions. 16 debaters, now 13. 1 winner, 2 million naira. For sponsorship, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is now time for the closing round of the argument. The topic remains: should career choices be driven by personal interests or job market demands? The motion supporter is Ogunneye Ayomide. He says that career choices should be driven by personal interests. But his opponent, Handsome Emerald, disagrees. She believes that career choices should be driven by job market demands. You have heard the opening or the presentation and the rebuttal rounds. You will now hear the closing arguments. And for this round, we will revert to the motion supporter, Ogunneye Ayomide. It is time to close your argument.
My name is Ayomide Ogunneye, and here are my closing argument. To begin with, is oversaturation in certain field. Now, career chosen based on market demand can actually lead to oversaturation in certain field, thereby making it harder for people to actually stand out and actually making people to stand out in their career, unlike career chosen by personal interest. In addition to my point, is talking about potential for impact. Now, when you choose a career through personal interest, you have that ability and that capacity to actually contribute, actually make impact to the society. According to the Journal of Occupational Behavior in the United States of America, people who actually chose their career based on personal interest are 23% more productive in society, thereby in which they leverage their enthusiasm and their insight to drive progress in their various careers. Now to my next point is network opportunities. Now, working in a career when you have personal interest, it might expose you to some kind of opportunities in which you can actually meet industry leaders and peers that can help in your personal growth in your career. Besides that, he's talking about long-term satisfaction. When you actually when you actually choose your career based on personal interest, you have that satisfaction in you for a very long time, because of the fact that you're actually making potential impact, you are impacting the lives of people. Now, you actually said in your rebuttals when you said that when you choose career based on market demand, you're actually selfish. Let me tell you something. A motivation speaker once said, and I quote, when you choose a career based on market demand, you are alive. But when you choose a career by personal interest because of your interest to impact people's life, definitely you are a human being. You can't be self-ambitious and say you want to impact the economy. You can't be self-ambitious and say you want to impact the economy, because I believe that those people actually venture into career based on market demand actually self-ambitious. They want a better life. They want that money. They want to be among the big boys and the big girls in Lagos or in the world. But when you choose a career based on personal interest, you are impacting the lives of the people, not the lives of so many people. For example, your teacher. So many teachers who you see work today are actually receiving peanuts. But what keeps driving them is that passion, that interest for them to impact people's life. And that's Now, I'll give you some stories about people who actually chose their career based on personal interest and are doing well at this moment. Firstly is J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling is the author of Harry Potter, the book Harry Potter. Yes, she actually have interest for literature and fascinating stories, and that was what drove her to write the series book of Harry Potter. And yes, that book is now a global phenomenon, breaking the world record of over 500 million copies sold around the world. In addition to my point is Ben Carson. Ben Carson is one of the most celebrated surgeons in the world as of now. Yes, his passion for medicine and human brain complexities making guide his path through medicine, and that is why that is pioneer that is most celebrated neurosurgeon in the world. And one of his successful attributes that he did was the separation of the conjoined twins. I hope you know that. Besides that, he's talking about Jim Ovia. Jim Ovia was the one who actually found Zenith Bank. He actually did this thing because of the fact that he had passion, because of the fact that people could not actually save their money, and it actually leads to people doing their investment and their savings. That was what drove him to drive Zenith. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. It's the landing point for our contestant. Ogunneye Ayomide is 15 years of age. He's an SS3 student of Ikorodu Senior High School. It's now up to Handsome Emerald to close her arguments.
That's correct. Handsome Emerald, you have 3 minutes and your time starts now.
Having listened to my opponent's side of arguments and points, I respectfully am still with the conclusion that your whole point centers on emotion and lacks the coherence that should be attached in the central theme: career choices, personal interests, job market, and job market demand. Please permit me to flesh out in details the above mentioned. Career choices, according to typeset.io, is a decision made by individuals on what work to do, industries to look in, and professions to pursue. This is a personal and intentional decision made in attest to the following: interests, skills, values, education and training, personalities, goals, strengths and weakness, and so on. A career choice based on job market demand will not lead to network opportunities, as the question is still, why do we pursue a career if not for entrepreneurship or to be employed? Within our focus on well-being, yet another question: what are the basics of life? What are the basic needs of man? Food, clothing, and shelter. And we all know that if we are not financially stable, we cannot provide all these. So what is the surest way of getting financially stable? Is to be employed, or either to be an entrepreneur. And what is the fastest way of gathering all this? By by putting a career based on job market demand. Thirdly, personal interest and self. Thirdly, personal and self-interest is a concern about the advantages and well-being of a person. Moreover, job and job market demand. Job market refers to on how you, an employer, and finally, in cognizance with the above definition, I still firmly agree that career choices should be driven by personal interest. I rest my argument.
All right, it is done. Thank you for the debate. Thank you for the debate, the effort. And Also, yeah, there were rough edges here and there. It is to be, understood? It is to be understood. Usually, in your first outing at debates of this stage, you'll catch a few butterflies in your tummy. It is all well and good. So you just heard 15-year-old handsome Emerald. Emerald is an SS2 student of Jesus Offspring Model International School in Port Harcourt, up against the young man, Ayomide Ogunneye, also 15, SS3 student of Ikorodu Senior High School, Lagos. It's their very first outing. They've done their part. It's up to the judges now. A quick reminder of what is expected as the judges begin to collate their result. You'd also hear from our diction judge, Yvonne, in just a bit, what her thoughts are on this debate. As a reminder, the first prize for this debate is 2 million naira. Second prize is 1 million naira. Third prize is 500,000. In addition, all 16 national finalists will each receive a Green Lion Comfort Plus headphone. Those headphones are worth 20,000 naira each. Whoever finishes third, the second runner-up, in addition to 500,000, will get a Green Lion Ultra Active smartwatch. It's worth 30,000 naira, and that person would also get a Green Lion Comfort Plus headphone in addition, worth 20,000. So whoever finishes third will have 2 of those headphones. The first runner-up, or whoever finishes second, in addition to earning a million naira, will also get a Green Lion, Green Lion AirBuds Pro 2. And of course, Green Lion Ultra Active smartwatch and a Green Lion San Zero. So a lot to go with the 1 million naira cash prize. For the ultimate winner of the national finals, 2 million naira plus a G20 Ultra tablet, a 64 gig plus another 4, worth over 160,000 naira. Will also get a Green Lion Ultra Active smartwatch worth 35,000 naira. As a reminder, every single one of these 16 contestants will each get a Green Lion Comfort Plus headphone worth 20,000 naira each. All of this courtesy of our partner and sponsor, Obi-Weezy. Thank you very much to the guys at Obi-Weezy. Thank you very much to our host school, Chrisland Group of Schools. You just heard about them from Yvonne earlier on today. And, brilliant institution. They've accommodated our champion debaters from out of state. They've been in the education business for nearly 5 decades with 6 nursery and primary schools, 6 secondary schools, a 6th form college, and a university. Special thanks to Olaya Foods and Catering. They've been supporting us with food for our debaters, lunch for all, and of course for our debaters from out of town. They are catering and making all kinds of local delicacies. They have outlets at Lekki, VI, Surulere, and Ikeja, and you can book online. It's Olaya Foods and Catering. Search for them. Call to Fly. They've partnered us also to transport our champions, particularly the team from Abuja. They cater to all your air transportation needs, everything from flight ticketing, hotel reservation, to freight and logistics. We also thank Biloxi. They've given our contestants some tasty refreshment in the form of their range of cookies. Again, don't forget, Obi-Weezy, they are your plug for all gadgets of any kind. You can check out their website. It's obiweezy.com, or visit them on Instagram. That's at Obiwizi backup page. At Obiwizi backup page. And you can also be a part of the I Beg to Differ Students Debate, the national finals. If you want to get in touch, please send an email to us, info@nigeriainfo.fm. info@nigeriainfo.fm. Hopefully, our judges are ready now. Yvonne, let's start with you. Diction infractions.
Right, quite a number of them. I should add, quite a number of infractions. I will start with Ayomide. I counted over 20 actuallys in your speech. Actually. You don't need actually when you want to make a sentence, okay? If you need it badly, then when you use actually, you're trying to emphasize something, okay? But you don't have to use it all the time, otherwise it becomes redundant, all right? The other thing I'd like to point out to you is you should pay attention to the subject-verb agreement. I had hoped that you listened to the previous debate. I would have expected that, and I had hoped that you'd take the lessons from the previous debates. I do not know why it seems otherwise in the debates today, but pay attention to the subject-verb agreement. So you do not say a research. I've said that multiple times already. It is research or a research study. All right. You also should know that that's one that I'm okay. Yes, this is when I said actually again leads to again comes down to subject-verb agreement. Okay. COVID-19 pandemic, not sector. You said COVID-19 sector. That's what you said. You also said did not created. While you were trying to make a point about Facebook and Zuckerberg. You said Zuckerberg did not created Facebook. I'm sure you meant he did not create Facebook. You went on to add why you thought he did not create Facebook for a certain purpose. All right. And then you did not add, while also referring to his worth, you said you said something about his worth, but you forgot to add. You did not add a verb to that sentence that you were trying to make. Okay, it is impact, not impact. All right. I know that given your ethnicity, it might be something you struggle with. All right, but it is something that can actively be worked on. Okay, it is impact. It is also with other words, and not hand. All right, and not hand. Your arm, not your harm. So that is something you should really work on. It may be a challenge, but it is not something you cannot surmount. It is something you can deal with, okay? And I wish you all the best on that. You also said, in trying to make a point, you said thereby, in which at the same time. You either use thereby, mostly you should use thereby, because in which, well, depending on the context that you use it, you have to be careful. So if you're going to use thereby, stick to thereby. He was one of the motivational, you said motivation speaker. It is motivational speaker, okay? Motivational speaker, not motivation speaker. You are also referring to Ben Carson, one of the many neurosurgeons. He's one of many. You only said one of the best neurosurgeon. You did not add S to that.
We'll take a break. We'll be back just in a bit.
The amazing seasoning cube. So when you're cooking your delicious meals, don't compromise. Go for gold.
Rich, consistent taste for cooking mouth-watering soups, stews, and jollof. Choose wisely. Choose Gold. Terra Gold Seasoning Cube.
One cube. Endless possibilities. Terra Gold.
It's my so clean. New and improved. It's my soft clean. Powder that is seasoning. It's my soft clean. Foams faster, 2 times cleaning power. It's my soft clean. Little cars along the way. It's my soft clean. So clean.
New So Clean detergents. Every grain works for you.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Very.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids the new Milo 3-in-1. Milky and creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! That special secret that awakens taste buds. Mouth-watering wonder with awesome aroma. Terra seasoning cubes.
Terra Seasoning Cube turns your meals into a masterpiece.
Unwrap joy, unleash taste. Hey, come cook with Terra Cubes. Come cook with Terra.
Health, they say, is wealth. But when securing good health costs you an arm and a leg, or when you are at the hospital and they insist on a hefty deposit before treatment,
But when Avon HMO has your back, you won't have to scream, Yepa, because in the end, we all need people. Visit avonhealthcare.com now to get an Avon health plan for you and your people.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live a healthier, fuller.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Fresh from a resounding show of Awo at the prestigious Shaw Theatre in London, the Duke of Shomolu presents the exciting and super emotional new play, Go On, the Man, His Queen, His Nation, written and directed by Professor Ahmed Yerima and featuring Tayo Eleshin as Victoria Go On. Date is the 24th, 25th of August. Time is 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Venue is Ajip Recital Hall, Muson Center, Unicon, Lagos. Tickets, regular 5,000, VIP 20,000. Get your tickets on ariaticket.com. Executive producer, Mofoluake Edgar. Sponsors, First Bank, Unified Payments, Sonora Capital and Howe Foundation. Go On, for love and country.
It's my so clean, new and improved. It's my so clean. Freeze no powder, that is easily. It's my so clean. Foam's faster, 2 times cleaning power. It's my so clean. Little cars along the way. It's my so clean. So clean, so clean. New So Clean detergents, every grain works for you.
Mom's love is pure. It's so no she does. Mom's special jollof puts a smile on your face. Mom's yummy fries cheers you up. Mom's tasty stew nourishes the family. Golden Terra oil, tasty. Golden Terra oil, nourishing. Golden Terra oil, Golden Terra soya oil.
Golden Terra Oil helps mom pour her love in the tasty, nourishing meals she cooks for her family. Golden Terra Oil, pour pure love.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Experience a better way to.
Welcome back. Just before the break, Judge, addiction judge, Yvonne was helping Ayomide out with infractions. If you just take a couple of minutes, I guess. I'm not sure you landed with Ayomide.
No, I didn't. I didn't land. It is entrepreneur, by the way, both of you. It's not entrepreneur. Whatever it was you people were saying, it's none of that. Okay? It is entrepreneur. Let me come to you. Okay. I'd like for you to also pay attention to subject-verb agreement, okay? What your teachers would have taught you to be concord in English, okay? So you must pay attention to that because you made quite a few mistakes in that regard, okay?
That's to Emerald.
Yes, to Emerald. Now I'm speaking to Emerald. You cannot use reason and why at the same time because why is actually reason and reason is why, okay? You can say, here are my points, why I would say There's no need for the reason why. The reasons for my argument are thus. Okay? Here is why I think so and so and so should be. Then you go on, or here are why I think so and so should be. You go on and list your reasons, okay? You don't need to use reason and why at the same time. It is development, not development. Economic, not economic. Economic, okay? It is resilience. I don't know what he said, but he said something that did not sound like resilience. Potential does not have an S. It is potential. There is no potentials, okay? It is potential, all right? It is never ever potentials. You kept saying passional. Passional. I do not know where that came from, but you kept saying passional. I'm sure you meant passion or personal, but you kept on saying passional. Patriotism, not patriotism. Patriot. Okay, patriotism, not patriotism. All right. Competitiveness. Competitiveness, okay? Not competitiveness. Competitiveness. In cognizance of. All right, not in cognizance too. I'm sure you said that because you were in some sort of state at the time. Okay. You said something about made in a test. Made in a test. That did not sound right at all. I cannot exactly remember the context in which you used that, but you did say made in a test. You probably meant to say, and this can attest to, okay? Or if you wanted to use it in the, attest is the verb, attestation is the noun, okay? So maybe what you meant to say was made in attestation to, all right? Flesh out in detail, not flesh out in details. Of course, you can have the details of something, but when you flesh out in detail, you add, you expatiate, you give it more light, all right? So there are two different things. Flesh out in detail, but I can give you the details, okay? What else would I like to add here? There are quite a number of them, but I think because of time, we should just go ahead and...
All right, and it's also pursue,
right?
Not pursue, okay, Emerald. And something that's of note that I need both of you to pay attention to. You do not have to rush through your debate. You need to calm down. Clarity is of the essence. I know you are rushing to make points in hopes that your points will give you a nice score. But what's the point if you are rushing to make the point and I cannot hear the point you are making? How will I score you? So calm down. Better to make 5 solid, clear points, develop on them, than to make 20 we can't even hear. Do you understand? Okay, we'll come back to that. But just aim to be heard properly. I've said that before, and I'm saying it to you guys again. I cannot sit 2 meters away from you and I'm struggling to understand what you're saying. How will I cope if I was on the other end of the radio? You understand? Okay, brilliant. So that done, let's go to the scorecard now. Because of time, we will just give you the final score for these individuals. Total score. For Ayomide is 170.5, from which is deducted 10 points for diction infraction.
11 actually. It's supposed to be 11 points.
Could you just confirm who has 11, who has 10?
Ayomide has 11.
Ayomide has 11 and
Emerald has 10.
Emerald has 10. Okay,
yes.
It's been computed wrongly here. So I would apply that. So yes, it's been corrected. Thank you very much, our judges. So it is minus 11 for Ayomide, brings your total to 159.5 points. Total debate scores from all 4 debate judges for presentation, rebuttal, closing round, and style for you, Emerald, is 123. We deduct 10 points for diction infractions. It brings you to a total score of 113. By this score, the winner is thus decided. And it's congratulations to Ogunneye, Ayomide. You progress automatically as one of the two winners for today. We'll find out if you finish as the top winner or the second winner for today. Congratulations. That decision will determine who your next opponent will be in the next round. For you, Emerald, well, you're falling short slightly, but it's not the end. You still have a chance. A determination will be made to save one of the two losing debaters today, and it could be you. That is the first debate, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations, Ayomide Ogunneye. We may not have heard the last of Handsome Emerald. We'll find out just in time. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll move straight to the second debate of the day.
Day 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.